What's up, everybody? It's your girl Kiwan, and I am back with Car Webbers Family Business, New Orleans, y'all. Season 1, Episode 8, Bum Nola Bum. Listen, sorry I'm late with these videos. I had a day, so work, got home, didn't get home. I went to a late dinner, came back, then I started recording. So I went over in my dinner instead of staying in my time frame and whatnots. But it's all good. So we're here. We are here, okay? So after this, you guys will most likely see, like right behind this, you'll see the upload of Beauty in Black. And then tomorrow I'll bring y'all the other two. I'll bring y'all what am I supposed to bring y'all? Ready to Love, and I want to say, I don't know if Raising Kanan starts tomorrow or Saturday, but if not, just Ready to Love, and if Raising Kanan starts on Saturday, then Raising Kanan and Family and Fiance, as well as Wags to Riches and Young Famous and African. I'm going to try to give y'all the last 3 episodes of both, and also Married to Medicine and RHOA. Now, as far as I'm sorry, y'all could just skip this to like the 2-minute mark. As far as Wags to Riches and Young Famous and African, I will give it to y'all Saturday. If I don't give everything Saturday, I'll give Saturday, and then I'll finish the last, whatever I can finish on Sunday, so we can be done with that. Anyway, all right. See, 2-minute mark. So the episode, y'all, starts with Prince. Y'all know y'all remember Jace was shot, and the rest of the Crescent Boys were unalived. Okay, so he get the speed, y'all. Y'all know he on the 10. He on I-10. All right, cause we're in New Orleans, right? So he had I-10, probably going to the Ninth Ward to go to the trap house. Okay, let me say, y'all, I'm from the Ninth Ward, so that's why I'm saying all that. All right. So Larry and his crew, they cleaned out the trap house. They took drugs. They took the money, and they unalived everybody. So we know John gonna be pissed. He gonna be hot as fish grease. All right. So over at Tulane and Broad, that's where the jail at, we have Saint that is still locked up for Chino's unaliving, as well as Gabriel. You know, he went to Shirley house and they threw that restraining order on him. So at this point, what I realized is nobody respects Sheriff Clay. We really need somebody else to kind of fill that role, but whatever, we'll take Sheriff Clay for now, okay? Because she don't even know who's under her. She doesn't even know, like, the other sheriff is very dirty and being paid under the table by John and Saint. Well, mainly by Saint. So that's how, he get what he get or whatever. That's how stuff is going in and out. So anyway, Prince gets to the trap house with Sasha, because y'all know he had Sasha in the car. He walked in to find everybody unalive, but Jace is still alive and barely making it. So they go ahead and they pick him up and they get him out of here to take him to the hospital. So Marie and John are having dinner, celebrating that 10% of the Midnight Blues. And Jean gets a phone call from Saint. Saint tells Jean he's in jail. I'm sorry, why I keep calling him Jean? John. Forgive me, y'all. Saint tells John that he's in jail. John was like, listen, I'm with my wife. And he hung up the phone, because we all know that John was the one that set Saint up to be locked up for Chino's unaliving, because we know Saint did it, and that can have him locked up for a long time. He did that so Saint won't be out to unalive her son, because he found out about Marquise, and so John can have a piece of Midnight Blues. So just to let y'all know what's happening, okay? So anyway, Marquise is, so security is telling Marquise, you need to erase the security footage. And so he looked at the security footage, and homeboy was like, rewind that back. And so he sees somebody sneaking around with a gun, but that's the same night that Pierre was unalive. So they was looking at it, but they couldn't recognize it because Shirley ain't got no ring camera. All right, girl, how you don't have no ring camera? Like, why your footage look like that? That's not real security camera, Shirley. Oh, girl. Y'all know that pissed me off because we supposed to see. But we supposed to see who that is. We ain't got time for none of that. Shirley, get you a ring camera, okay? It got better quality, apparently. All right. But they can't see the face, all right? So Gabriel is now out of jail, back on his yacht. He's pissed because he feel like Big Shirley played him all the way to the left. And she did. And he is crazy, okay? Anyway, we get over to Charity Hospital. Listen, y'all know that hospital not open, but I just need to say that, okay? Charity, Tulane, Turo, whichever. Listen, whichever one y'all want to use, all right? So Jace is in surgery because he's pretty much the only one that survived. So at this point, he's fighting for his life. So here comes Simone talking about, I'm here for you, who this is. You know, just popping out, being real ghetto, being real ignorant. Talking about, that's my man. No, that may be your man, but he not your woman. And he had already said that Simone was his old lady. Okay? Whatever. So, child, Sasha turned around. She run right into Larry. She was like, Daddy, what are you doing here at the hospital? So Larry was like, listen, I had a little arm injury. So she was like, well, Mom knows you here. He was like, yeah, she know I'm here. And so he recognized, he looking at Saint. I mean, I'm sorry, not Saint. He looking at Prince. Prince got on purple. We know Crescent Boys wear purple. So, Lord, he realized at this point he don't see no face, you know. So Sasha was like, you know, this is Prince, and Prince, this is my daddy Larry. So Larry was like, listen, don't call me Larry, call me Sasha's father. All right. So he already peeped them out on first look. He was like, oh, okay, I just unalived the rest of y'all. So now I got to come back and get you because you and your crew want my nephew. Want my son and my nephew. Nephew or cousin? I don't know. But whatever. That's. So, it was awkward. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm spacing. It was awkward, but hey, it is what it is. Larry was like, he just looked and he was like, did he tell Sasha see you later? I don't know. Anyway, next scene. So Larry Jr., Holly is the one with the red hair, the other crazy one. So they're a thing. Apparently they are a thing. And so they're in the car kissing, they looking, and they recognize the rest of the Crescent City boys. Why? Because they got on purple. And so Holly was like, I want to go unalive them. And he was like, no, you know, we got to wait, blah, blah, blah. She was like, no, that makes me feel away. You know, she was feeling away. So she was like, let me go unalive them. So they get out the car. So she started stumbling like she was drunk. And so she started with the knife, right? And so she pulled out the GU and then pop, 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 and unalived him. So it was just this whole shootout. They didn't unalive all the rest of the boys except for Kendall and that other one. So I was like, okay, fine. So then Kendall shot at, probably shouldn't say that, at Holly. And y'all, let me tell y'all about production and acting and, okay. So when Kendall popped at Holly, I thought Holly got hit right here. Apparently, Holly got hit right here. And we ain't gonna see her on our screen anymore because sis is unalive. Okay? All right. I was like, Lord, not Holly. Listen, she was the ride or die Okay, was that season 3 or season 4 in the original Family Business? Baby, when I tell you Larry and that crew was nuttier than a fruitcake, baby, they was nuttier than a fruitcake, okay? But that's LC, brother, and we gonna stick beside him. Moving along. So John, Marie, and Shirley, I want to say Floyd was in there. They're at the so they're at the Blues signing the document so they can have that 10%. So before Shirley get to sign, Marquise come running in and he tells Shirley, hey, don't sign them papers. So she was like, what's going on? So we find out that Saint his bail has been posted. So at this point, John is pissed off. And Marie was like, well, she was what's going on? He was like, listen, basically we can't get these papers signed. My end of the bargain has been messed up. We need to go. So Sheriff, what's her name? Sheriff Clay came with Marquise to tell them what was happening. And so so they couldn't sign it. So at this point, the Blues is back in Shirley's hands. 100% of the Blues goes back to Shirley. All right. So Gabriel, we find out. Okay, so we flash to see what happened. Gabriel walked into the jail with however much that bond was in cash and paid for Saint's bail. Now, it seems as though Saint had to do something for Gabriel, and of course that had something to do with Shirley, and Saint was going to do it because he already want to unalive Marquise. So it is what it is. So I was like, child, why does Saint have on this Versace shirt? But whatever, that's not the point. Okay? So Shirley, we flash forward back to what was going on at the Blues. So Shirley looked at John and Marie. She was like, I ain't signing shit, all right? So at this point, John is pissed off. Like his whole day, that's not all of his whole day, but we'll get there. But he's pissed off, okay? And so Larry and Sasha take a walk outside. He tells her, listen, Prince ain't for you. And so he tell her, hey, you need to stop seeing him. So then Larry Jr. walks up and goes to his dad, panicking like, oh my God, and tell him that Holly was unalive. So he tell Larry that the dudes who had on the purple, that the ones we took out last night. So Sasha was like, y'all took them out last night? And he was like, yeah. And so Lauren finds out that it was Larry, Holly, Lil Larry, and I don't know the other dude's name that took out the Crescent Boys. And so Larry explained to her, we did it because they was trying to unalive your brother and your cousin. Point blank in a period. We Duncans, we do what we need to do. Anyway, so Larry was like, listen, at this point, I'm finna be the old Larry again. I was like, okay, it is what it is. So as John is leaving, standing outside of the Midnight Blues. I mean, what is it? Standing outside of the Blues, Sheriff Clay tell him that you need to come with me. So he was like, why do I need to come with you? So she tell him that most of your Crescent Boys are unalive, not in one spot, not at the trap house, but in another section too. So he ain't saying anything, real quiet at this point. So y'all know, baby on, he ain't gonna say nothing. So back at Shirley's office, Marquise asked Shirley to call LC, and he also tell him, like, listen, Vegas said if we need help, they'll be there to help us. But of course, Shirley turns it down. Shirley, at this point, you're gonna probably need all hands on deck. But I think what you have is secure. I feel like what you have is good. What you got is a good thing. So you probably really don't need the rest of them, but because what you got is a good thing. So Shirley was like, I want 100,000 on Saint's head, dead, unalive or alive. Okay. So Curtis was like, bet, I do it for $100,000. So Marie goes to see Ernestine. Y'all already know. Ernestine is my girl. All right. So Ernestine, and she's seeking for, Marie's seeking for them cards. So she paid Ernestine. Ernestine flipped that first card over. She tells her, you made a grave mistake, and that secret she have ain't a secret. So I was like, woo, Lord. So me thinking, so she tells her, hey, what's done in the dark will come to light. And so, child, she was like, is it about the man in the mask? And Ernestine was like, it's much darker than the man in the mask. And I was like, what the hell did she do? Now, at this point, I am thoroughly confused. Because what did Marie do? Okay. Anyway, so we get back to the blues. And Floyd is showing Curtis the camera from the night of Pierre's unaliving. So at this point, they already know that it wasn't us, but we really have tangible proof that we was not the ones that unalived Pierre. And so, what's his name? Curtis was like, hey, send me the footage. And he calls Nevada, because y'all already know Nevada is skilled when it comes to computers. Y'all, again, you have to watch the original. Nevada is 16, 17, skilled on a computer, can do whatever. They go to him for all of their needs, okay? Baby, when I tell you it's a thing. So Curtis called Nevada, tell him, hey, can you check out this footage? And when you check it out, send it to me, Floyd, and Aunt Shirley. So he was like, bet. He was like, I gotta go to school right now. When I get out of school, I'll do it for you. Because, Nevada and Curtis is like this. All the Duncans are like this. So, it's all good. Because we know Nevada going to unscramble that. See, Shirley, next time, have Nevada to get you a good camera system. You really need to invest in one. Because that was ridiculous. Okay? Baby, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Sorry. So, y'all, John, listen. I kind of felt bad for my baby daddy, okay? I felt bad for my man, all right? So he at the crime scene, and he want to know what happened, who did it, what's going on. So John was like, well, where my shipment at? Where my money? He was like, it's gone. Homeboy was like, it's gone. So at this point, they had what? With they funky, okay? He done call them people funky, okay? So he don't know who he had war with until he find out who have his coquiana and who have his money. John, I don't know if you want to go test them waters, but all right, you a bad dude, they bad people, it's about to be a whole mess, okay? So Curtis, I was like, this son of a, he goes and knock on Marie's front door. Sir, what are we doing? So Marie comes to the door with her gun. First of all, he showed up unannounced. So I was like, why is he at this lady door? So Marie tells Curtis they are done. So Curtis was like, listen, I ain't here for that. So he shows her the footage the night Pierre was unalive. Now, when I tell y'all I was 1,000% wrong in all of it, so what I thought what Saint did, it was actually Marie who unalived Pierre. I was like, what? Y'all, this is insane. So Marie was like, she was like, listen, if John find out, he is going to unalive me. So I need you to help me. Girl, the way I would have looked at Marie like she had 3 titties. Girl, if you don't get out of my face, you better go see Ernestine and get that chicken foot around your neck and pray that protects you. All right? I'm just saying. I am just saying. Okay? So Marie calls John and tell him to come home because they need to talk. And he tells her he's going to go see Shirley. And so, Lord, y'all, girl, Marie was shaking like booty meat, y'all. Do you hear me? Because when he find out, baby, you gonna have to be gone by the time he get home, okay? You gonna have to pull an Antoinette. That's all I'm saying. You gonna have to pull a Sister Antoinette. Because you gonna get got, my love, okay? So at this point, Curtis wants to protect her. So he's talking to Floyd and was like, listen, maybe we can, not get, what's it, did I say Marie? Okay, so Curtis was trying to plead the case low key for Marie, but still not be found out. Like, kind of find out that I'm sleeping with this lady and I'm in love with this lady because I'm trying to protect this lady. I was like, wait a minute. Ooh, child. And so not Sasha. I keep saying, did I say Sasha? I meant Lauren, y'all. I'm sorry if I said Sasha earlier. I meant Lauren. So Lauren shows up with Big Larry and Lil Larry. And so Curtis was like, oh, I didn't know y'all was here. So, everybody exchanged pleasantries. And so we know John was on his way to Shirley House. So he made it to Shirley House, but he never got out. And so Kendall slammed on her brakes. They pull up to the Blues, but she slammed on her brakes because she automatically recognized Lil Larry because they had that shootout between him, Holly, and the Crescent Boys. And she was like, she told John who that was. And so he was like, was that the people that stole my Coquiana? And so, what's her name? Kendall was like, well, I don't know if they stole your Coquiana, but I damn for sure know that those was the people that tried to unalive us and unalive the rest of our people. This is not a big misunderstanding, but it is a big misunderstanding. So, so now at this point, John think that the Duncans are the ones that stole his Coquiana, that unalived his Crescent Boys. Technically they did, but they didn't because it was actually Larry. And we gotta start from the beginning though. It was all because Larry and them was minding their business and they overheard a conversation with Saint and the Crescent Boys. So he was like, you know what? Today we find out who unalived the crew, and tomorrow we do what we need to do. Ooh, child. So he was like, take me home. So John said, he said, we finna get their funky asses a war. You understand? All right. So Lauren leaves the Blues. She goes over to the trap house and she finds Prince and that he's sitting in tears, and she was trying to comfort him or whatever. And yeah, that was it. But I think she was trying to go, I think she was going over there to break up with him. But I don't think that, I kind of don't remember what happened, y'all. I'm so sorry. So Shirley goes back to her office. The lights are off. And Saint sitting there with a gun in his hand. I was like, oh, Lord. So Saint calls Marquise from Shirley's phone. And he was like, Mama. And Saint was like, no, this ain't your mother clucking mama. And he threatens to kill, he threatens to unalive Shirley. So y'all know all of this is because he mad about Antoinette. I just want him to come to terms that his wife is a hoe. Okay? So Marquise in his Versace lighted up shirt returns back to the Blues. Now, you didn't return with Floyd, nor did you return with Curtis. Like, you didn't even tell him what was going on. You want to handle everything yourself. And it is very apparent that you are one of the Duncans that was not sent off to finishing school like the rest of the Duncans. Okay? Stay in your lane. Okay? I need you to call Curtis. Okay? So, him and Saint start to tussle. And Shirley, at this point, Shirley is tied up. And so she hear a gunshot. And y'all, she put her head down and start crying because she automatically assumed that Saint unalived Marquise. and we hear some foots coming up the stairs, and the episode ends from there. All right, it was a good one. It was good. It's starting to piece itself back together, but it's a lot. Like, it feels like it's a lot of storylines. Anyway, y'all, I'm sorry if I'm going too fast. It is late, and I need to get ready for bed because I have to go to work in the morning. Okay. Anyway, oh, that's what I forgot to tell y'all. On your way out, can you please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel? Click the notification bell button so you can be updated in the next video that I drop. And please, y'all, please like up my videos. Thank you for all the new subscribers. I really, really, really appreciate y'all, and I really hope y'all like my content. And just let me know what y'all want me to review. Sometimes, y'all, it's hard for me to review a lot of stuff, and I'm trying to keep everything in a rotation. Because it's like 3 that's new right now, and I'm trying to finish out 2. So it's just, sometimes it's a lot, and I work. So, you know. Anyway, I will see y'all in the next video.